It feels like a lot of people are waiting for Dubai market to crash. Now, there was an article published a few days ago on 18th of April on Khaleej Times that Dubai rents are going down. Now, I wanted to break this down in this video so that you can understand what that article actually means, how positively that it will impact the market of Dubai or any other market, just to take a case study. So, a lot of people who are not updated about the complete economy of Dubai, the complete indicators of the economy, they are more worried and they usually panics because they are not being guided very well by their consultants in the market. And usually what happens is like these people gets into a lot of confusion because they don't have time. They are running their own businesses and they don't have time to look down on each and every number. So that's why I make these videos, to show you how passionate I am, and also I care about these people so that it can, clear all the fog from the understanding of the market of Dubai, or even as the market of UAE. Now in the H1 of 2025, only 0.6% decrease we have seen in the rental market because of there is 17,000 new units have been delivered in the H1 of 2025. So basically 0.6% decrease in the rental market of Dubai. Almost like 17,300 units are delivered. Now, after looking at this data, it feels like the market had already for the past couple of 4 years time had a very sustained growth, and market needs to a little bit adjust so that the people who are coming into the city to work or do business or to do anything, even if they're coming as a tourist as well, the rental market of certain categories of the properties should remain very stable so that it creates a very healthy ecosystem of the rental market in Dubai. In the whole supply of Dubai, the most of the assets or houses being taken over by rental market of Dubai. It could be a holiday home rental, it could be a family living there for a long-term rental lease, or it could be bachelor pads renting it on the short-term lease as well. So now 100,000 units are expected to be delivered by 27. Now I will tell you in which areas most of the deliveries we are expecting by 2027, and then you will understand what I'm trying to explain here. Because people usually confused with one article and put it down with the market, that they judge the market in a way that they see an average price per square feet and they judge the whole market according to that. Dubai is not one market, it's basically different areas having their own different certain type of buyers and audience attracted towards it. But that doesn't mean that you cannot invest in those areas. So there is a time for everything. You always have to foresee that future as per the infrastructure of the market, as per the government plannings, as per the new tourist influx, or the residents who are coming to the city to live here, to plan their long-term future. You have to foresee that in order to make the right investment in those specific areas where there is not chances of oversupply situation. Now, you have already seen this data that there is a 0.6% decrease in the rental market because of the new deliveries. This is very good, right? The people who comes under the affordable category, or people who are very new as a resident, they are just trying to experience the market. They have already been hired by any company in the market, and they want to live in a certain communities to understand like nearby places. They don't want to pay that much of a high rent. Now, but the investments that I have already spoken about in my previous videos, those are those kinds of investment which doesn't come under that category, which doesn't target this kind of an audience. But just to explain you that this is very good for the market, that even the government is also controlling this supply. Now, to understand, if you go 3 years back, you have like around every big developer was launching a townhouse or a villa community. But now, after 2 to 3 years time, in 2025, what townhouse options you have available right now? Because of that, the government is actually foreseeing everything, that they don't want the ghost towns to be built inside the city. So right now there is very less options available in the market for townhouses, new launches coming up. There will be some launches coming up during this year time, but to make you understand that the DLD is working day and night to understand, and they approve projects, they timeline certain projects when they come for the approval from the developer, and then they plan out after seeing all the data, like what kind of launches the market needs right now. Apartments is a very different category, but again, certain areas the prices have reached to a certain peak, in which if you enter now, it will become quite risky, to be honest with you. So now the average rental yield in Dubai as a whole, the complete, if you were to take an average rental yield, it's for apartments, it is around 7.5%. For villas and townhouses, it can go up to 5%. Now, I had this very beautiful call 2 days ago from a US lady who have invested in Urbana townhouses in Emaar South. Now, she actually bought it on $1 million mark, and her townhouse is being rented on a long-term lease for the last 3 years on 100,000, and it's increasing year on year, very little by little, but she has, cracked it. She invested in something very important, which was the only entry of the market at that time in Dubai South. Emaar was the only one with the first mover advantage that Emaar has. Now, population increased during that time. At that time, no one was, paying attention towards Emaar South. Now, the prices, when it jumped, now the airport announcements have already hit the market. All the new, Palm Jebel Ali stuff already hit the market. Jebel Ali free zone news came outside, news came into the market, how many businesses are being registered. At that time, prices have reached to a certain point that even if you were to invest right now in those kinds of communities, which were being sold at a very underappreciated price, now you have to buy at a minimum of 3 million dirham mark, a townhouse inside Emaar South. Now, no doubt, those townhouses have a bigger sizes compared to Urbana townhouses, but again, you have to imagine, you have to foresee the future so that you can understand like what kind of investment makes sense for you. Now, my main goal is to target those kinds of investments in the market, which are absolutely very limited in supply as well. The location makes a lot of sense. Floor plans make a lot of sense. Also, developers' credibility is also there, and the right infrastructure is coming inside those areas, so that we in the future will see that the accessibility is easy, which is why I can expect the price to jump year on year because of the more people attraction towards that area. Now, I want you to see another data so that you can understand what I'm trying to explain here, what kind of areas are being affected with the oversupply situation whatsoever, but not all of those areas will have an oversupply situation. Let me explain you. Now, to understand what kind of supply is coming up, so we have like JVC will see by 2027 25,000 units. Our Business Bay will see around 16,000 units. Azizi Venice in Dubai South, 13,500 units. The Mac Lagoons, almost 11,000. Arjan, 9,000. And then Nad Al Sheba Valley and the Mac Hills 2 equals to around 16,000 units. Now, this is the supply which will be hitting in the next 2 to 3 years time. like JVC, we have already talked about it. Business Bay, I have very huge doubts with a lot of developments coming in Business Bay right now, but let's not talk about it. But Business Bay, we will see some kind of influx of units coming up in Business Bay. And then we have in Dubai South, even after Emaar South, there's a community of Azizi Venice, which will be having 13,500 units, which will be hitting the market in the next 2 to 3 years' time. The Mac Lagoons is a very good location. It's a very good project, but again, the time has already passed for investment in the Mac Lagoons. Even if you want to invest right now in today's market, you should pick up a very unique villa, refurbish it. Then you will have, you can maximize your ROE inside that community with, 11,000 units. Almost 8,000 are the townhouses, so you'll get an idea. Arjan, again, right next to JVC, 9,000 units. Nad Al Sheba Valley, D2, altogether 16,000 units, and then 2,000 or 2,500 more units, which will be hitting in the Palm Jumeirah and the other parts downtown and the very, prime locations of Dubai. Now, these are the only areas where there is land, okay? JVC still have a lot of land, and it is becoming scarce day by day, but again, it still have a lot of land even after delivering 25,000 units in the next 2 to 3 years time. There will be more projects coming inside JVC. Now by that time, the JVC market of rental will decrease, some of the projects will depreciate, I don't know. But to give you an idea, government has taken an initiative of shutting down all the partitions and all the illegal kind of an accommodation ongoing in Dubai for a very long time. Since the incident of building catching a fire in Dubai, the partitions situation have already been shut down, and I have seen a lot of places are being emptied, being given notice. So this initiative will also put some pressure in the rental market. Now I don't know if even after delivering 25,000 units or 30,000 units inside a whole community, where there is already enough supply, will that create a pressure on the rental market? Maybe it stabilize that rental market which already exists inside that area, and there will be a slight increase year on year. That we have to see. And then Business Bay, again, a very hot spot for businesses, but after everything being shifted towards Dubai South, maybe there will be a problem in Business Bay, prices going down. We already have seen in couple of towers which were delivered, but not as per the standards of today. Now there are not many buyers for those kinds of product in the market, and people are selling it on the loss. That is why I always look deep into the numbers, so that I can give you the better understanding, so that you will never experience this kind of an issue. Now Azizi Venice, I won't much talk about it. Now in the Mac Lagoons, 11,000 units, people have already made 100% appreciation. But people who have entered a little bit later, they are still on the premium side. Their prices are not getting depreciated. Arjan, 9,000 units. Now Arjan is, if you were to pick up anything on Arjan with the right price per square feet, competitive to all of the area, the developments going on inside it, it is still a very good, infrastructure. Personally, if you were to ask me, if you shift everything to Arjan, if you shift all of the JVC population to Arjan, and you just imagine like all of the equivalent amount of buildings on Arjan roads, Arjan infrastructure can handle that kind of a huge crowd. I don't know if JVC will be able to handle it. We have yet to see in the next coming future, because there is a lot happening. Government is also taking a lot of initiative, creating more highways, connecting each and every communities, getting metro to each and every part of Dubai, so it can, stabilize the prices or increase the prices as well. Now, the most important part in which I want you to focus on is Nad Al Sheba, the valley. And there is one more area which is not being mentioned here, which is very new. It's basically the belt of communities coming up in Dubai South, in which Grand Polo, the Heights, Wellness by Emaar, and the Oasis by Emaar, which we have seen a huge success in the market when they came up with branded villas. And these kind of assets will 100% give you that kind of an appreciation expectation that whenever anyone come to Dubai looking into the investments in the real estate market of Dubai, these kinds of expectations can be met in those kinds of developments, such as Nad Al Sheba, the Valley, and the developments going on in Dubai South by Emaar. Now let's talk real stuff. Nad Al Sheba Phase 10, as I made the video, I told everyone, that it is going to be a big fight, because I know after looking at a community, after looking at the area and the surroundings and the infrastructure around that area, I know 100% that is going to be a big success. But everyone have a different objective when they're investing, or even if they are planning for their new home inside the city. So I don't mind that. I totally understand this. But again, if you're looking to make maximum capital appreciation or maximum return on equity, this is the product you should look for. Now let me explain why. So Phase 3 sold out, Phase 2 got sold out on a launch day, Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 6, Phase 7, Phase 10, which was the last cluster. Now, as I was explaining it to you on the presentation, that this part is yet to come. Now we are seeing a launch of Phase 8. After that, could be possible they will be coming up with Phase 9 as well. But it is still a very great opportunity. Why? On a master plan like this. So basically, just to give you another idea, in my previous video of Grand Polo versus Nad Al Sheba, in which I was trying to explain two kinds of objective of people. The Grand Polo, for people who want to capture the first initial price per square feet, I think that is the best opportunity right now in Dubai South by one of the biggest developer in Dubai. Now this is also a very big developer, which I personally like because of their quality deliverance, and also the kind of buyers that they have. They keep on buying. They don't want to look into any other options in the market because of their credibility. So this is what I like about this developer. Also, it's government backed, so it's very much safe, and their products are always high on demand. There's always a queue. There's always people lining up to buy a unit, even if the prices doesn't make sense to most of the consultants in the market, but their projects always get sold out. Yes, in the previous launches of Emirates Tower and D3, there were some big units, big ticket size units were still available. But again, that doesn't say much about the success of the project, right? So this basically, the complete land parcel is around 2.4 million square meter. Now I was comparing it to Grand Polo to give you an idea. Grand Polo is basically 5.5 million square meters of land. Now to make it more exciting, Grand Polo is 6,600 units of villas, and there will be upcoming launches inside the whole community. It has already been planned. In Nad Al Sheba, it's only 1,800 units. Now I know the land mass of both is it's basically half the size, but again, compare it to the number of units in Nad Al Sheba Gardens, compare it to the number of units in Emaar Grand Polo. Exclusivity, the luxury kind of a concept, I see it in Nad Al Sheba Gardens, because it's only 10 minutes to all the hotspots of Dubai. All the major infrastructure of Dubai, all the epicenters of Dubai, it is nearby to that location. Also, the royals also hang out in this area, such as like in Jumeirah 1, J1 beach area. There, those kinds of areas are very, close proximity to the attraction of the royals of this city. And the prices also a little bit, in today's market looks very steep. But again, when you're buying something unique, you can't really predict how high it can go. You can only just have an idea. Now, these kinds of product gives you that kind of a confidence into the market when you're investing, that they will appreciate 100%, that's for sure. Quality will never be compromised. Exclusivity is already there. And that area, the land mass is very special because of that location of the whole Nad Al Sheba, because there is nothing compared to this community in the whole area of the Nad Al Sheba right now. And this is the government-backed developer we're talking about. Now I will not go much into the details of the layouts and everything. It's more or less the same. I will go straight to the pricing and the payment plan. Now, just to give you an understanding, mostly all of the townhouses are located on this part of the lower belt of the cluster, and you will find some villas facing towards, opening towards this beautiful green parks and this running track which is being built here. So all of the premium villas are being basically facing towards that side. Even the townhouses also makes a lot of sense, because on the back side you have a huge park on this cluster. So it adds a lot of value into the assets, and also there is not many houses being built inside the community, and the layouts keep changing on each and every launch. So the previous launch of phase 10 and the phase 8, the layouts are more or less the same, but again, in the start of the launch, the layouts and the houses were a little bit different. So inside a complete community, there will be more different markets of people. There will be more different kind of a diverse buyers who will be looking out for houses inside this community, because not every layout makes sense for a lot of people because of their family size and some other situations, whatever they are choosing, if they are choosing the right thing or not, if whatever they are planning is meeting that goal or not. A lot of people have different objectives when they're buying a house inside Dubai. So this actually caters or accommodates to a lot of broader audience in the market. So we have 3-bedroom townhouses starting from 5 million, 4-bedroom 11.9 million, 15.1 million for 5-bedroom villas. Now payment plan is 80-20 for these villas. Now the premium villas is basically priced at, the starting price is 18.3 and 24.2 million. And the payment plan, if you can look up to my previous presentation on Nad Al Sheba Gardens phase 10, you will be able to find that 60-40. I can explain the more detail of the breakdown of the payments and everything. But again, this is not the point. I just wanted to show you the price and the payment plan of this new phase of Nad Al Sheba phase 8. Now, after 9 and after 2 more clusters, this community will be over. This opportunity will be gone from the market. There will be other opportunities coming up. There will always be opportunities coming up as the population is also surging and there are more people coming in, more golden visas are being issued, more businesses are being registered, more companies are eyeing towards Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Ras Al Khaimah right now. So 100%, even if you were to pick up a right opportunity in the coming future, 100% it can make you money. But right now, this is the best opportunity available right now, which, if you're looking for something which can be handing over by 2027 or 2028 or 2029, these are the opportunities we have right now. Now, last week, we were discussing about Silvara in Grand Polo, and there were quite a few units available in the inventory of Emaar, but in just 3 to 4 days time, all of the inventory being wiped out, someone picked up. Now tomorrow there is Silvara 3 and Silvara 4 launch in Grand Polo by Emaar. I think it makes a lot of sense because of the price per square feet and the way the Emaar have structured. Now, why I have given you all of these data so that you can easily be able to select which kind of product suits for your objective. Now that Dubai South area, we can get into a big discussion and we can understand that infrastructure is the future of Dubai. But again, Silvara 3 and Silvara 4 is coming up. Silvara 1 and Silvara 2, there were some units available in the market in the last week, and in just 3 to 4 days time, all of the inventory got sold out. I still have 2-3 passports. People have given it to me and put down a request that they want a unit in those previous clusters, but nothing is available now because of the huge demand of the market for those semi-detached houses. I have already explained semi-detached houses are the most undersupplied right now compared to townhouses and villas in the market, but that's not the only factor why it's more in demand. We can get into the discussion and I can give you a complete report analysis on this, why people are choosing semi-detached houses over villas, standalone villas in the market, so that you will also have the clarity what I'm trying to explain here. Now Emaar, because of the demand, they are coming up with Silvara 3 and Silvara 4. Tomorrow is a briefing. I don't have much details available right now. I have those details available which I cannot publish it on the media right now. But by tomorrow, I will have some official complete briefing and I will make another video for Grand Polo If you want to also know about a certain location, if you want me to make any kind of an analysis on certain locations, or you want me to target certain category of segment of real estate, let me know in the comments. And I also have observed like a lot of people who are actually tuning up into my channel, 70% of them are not the subscribers. So it is my humble request that you subscribe to my channel so that you will have a complete up-to-date each and every video which I'm uploading on the channel right now. My content is basically focused as a educational content, more towards, you know, giving understanding to the people of the market who are actually looking for you know, a lot of opportunities in the market, and they are being hyped about certain developers, and they are being hyped about Dubai market or UAE market as a whole. I want to just clear those kinds of, you know, objections that they have in their mind. And you know, real estate is all about preserving your wealth, and I personally come from the background. I totally understand that it is a very hard-earned money, so I try to be as much as, you know, transparent as I can to give you the clarity and the reality of the market so that you can make the right decision, and it will be the best decision of your life. Now let's wrap it up. Thank you for watching. You can contact me on my given number. My name is Matloob Ahmed Khan. I belong to the #1 agency of Emaar in Dubai for the 8th consecutive time, which is very huge, and we are beating our second contender with a very big margin. Now, if you were to, you know, try to find the best opportunity in the market, I think this is the best agency that I've worked with, who is very concerned and who is very much data centric and more concerned about, you know, making a relationship than selling a property in Dubai. So thank you for watching. This is Matloob Ahmed Khan signing out.